Hey everyone, it's Raziel here, coming back at you with another god build for the consoles, and I'm bringing to the table this time Neith, the Weaver of Fates. She is one of the gods that's come as the group of starter gods that you get for installing the game right off the bat. She is the hunter that you receive. She is a very well-rounded, very versatile god that you will be using from the start, because she's free, obviously. But even after you could potentially have unlocked and mastered all 76 gods as of patch 3.8, it will increase as we go, that she will be very, very good. So, before we get into her abilities, we're going to go over something that I'm going to go over every video that I've gone over in the past and gone over in the future. My air conditioner is on. It's very hot in here, so if you hear that in the background, I apologize, but here we go. From here on out, because I play on the consoles, and my button mapping down here in the lower right is different because it's a Savage button mapping. It'll be different potentially from yours on the Xbox One. And of course the PS4 is going to have a completely different one because the controllers are not the same. So, to avoid any confusion from now on, if I can click this button, I'm going to be referring to her abilities as 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 being the one to the left, all the way to 4, which is her ultimate on the right. Just refer back to this point in the video, or any videos that I put out, if there's any confusion. That being said, let's get right into her abilities. And her passive is Broken Weave. Now, this is my third attempt at recording this video, so hopefully the Elgato doesn't freeze. Again, it's been giving me a lot of trouble lately. Tangent, back to this. Broken Weave, her passive is a buff. I'm rolling my eyes a lot lately. I don't know why. It generates a broken weave that will appear on the ground at the location the enemy god dies. Whether she kills the person or not, a weave will show up. I'll show what a weave looks like towards the end of the video. The weave will stay in place for 1 minute, and a weave sets up her other abilities to give a secondary effect to said abilities. What do you ask? Okay, let's dive into it. As I said, she's a very well-rounded god, and these 4 abilities will tell you why. Because there's CC, there's healing, there's escape possibilities, and there's a global friggin' ultimate. That is the bee's knees right there. Her 1 is called Spirit Arrow. It's a projectile. It shoots straight in a line. It passes through everything, and each enemy hit takes damage and is rooted. If the Spirit Arrow hits a weave, it will detonate, dealing an additional 100% of the damage and applying to root anyone in the area of effect of the detonation. That's pretty awesome. So it roots and it does damage. Good. That will set you up and your team to do a lot of damage upon a single target. If for some reason the enemy team, or part of the enemy team, like say there's 3 in your lane for some reason, and it happens, you hit him with a weave, all 3 of them are stuck, and it sets up your team, so you have a Zeus to throw down the thunder, etc., etc. Or it sets you up to get the hell out of dodge, because it's 1v3 for some reason. And it happens. So, moving on to the damage, base damage at max rank will be 350, plus an additional 90% of your physical power. Again, using the example, if you have 100 attack power or physical power, which I hope you have more than that, I think at level 20, that's another 90 damage. So it's 440 damage right there. Well, plus you root them for 2 seconds. A lot of setup, a lot can happen there. They don't purify the root, and it could possibly detonate. So that's pretty good. You got a hard CC in her 1 ability. Not bad. Let's move on to her 2. It's called Unravel. It's a ground target. It's an area effect circle kind of thing. Obviously, most of them are circles. I don't think we've ever seen a square or anything. She neatly Unravels, the world weaves. That sentence just doesn't do anything for me. She damages all enemies within the area, reducing their attack speed as well. What? Okay, that's a debuff. Cool. But it also heals for each enemy hit up to 3. Okay? Cool. So it reduces their attack speed and hits them and heals you. And as any weaves within the area of effect, you get an additional heal. Holy shit. So this could potentially do 4 things. Awesome. So at max rank, it will hit for 190. Not as much as the Spirit Arrow, but it's an area of effect. You could potentially hit more people. Gods, whatever. Plus an additional 80% of your attack damage, or physical power, or whatever the hell. Whatever the hell it's called. You know what I'm trying to say. Not bad. So again, if you had 100 attack power and physical power, plus another 80, so that's what, 270 plus the 440. That's 710 or something like that. Excuse me. That's not too bad. That's a third of a mage or an assassin between those two abilities. And it's easily doable if you set them up. I'm not going to get too much into the combos. That's at the end of the video. But it's doable. But you damage, then you reduce their attack speed, which is good against a Bakasura or an Arachne or someone, or another hunter even. And that debuff lasts for 6 seconds at max rank. Okay, that's not too bad. And it heals you for 80 plus an additional 15% of your physical power for 3 times. So that's 240 plus. That's not bad. Oh, and there's weave in there. Okay, that's an extra 160. Ooh. Plus a 30% of your attack physical power. Why do I keep saying attack power? So you've got 3 gods or enemies, whatever, plus a weave. You're healing a quarter of your health in one ability. That's pretty damn good. It's just you. You're not, doing a hell scenario or Aphrodite or whatever, but that's not bad. That ability will keep you in lane longer during the early game, during the laning phase, etc. It'll keep you in lane longer when you're trying to do mid game, mid to late game. If you're trying to split push, even. We're gonna move on to the 3 next. Backflip, self-explanatory. It's a backflip. It's a leap. Okay, I prefer leaps over dashes for escape mechanisms. Why? Because it gets you out of things. You can't dash out of an Odin ring. You can't dash through a Ymir wall. You can't dash over Kabrakan's tectonic plates. Hopefully those things make sense to you. If not, refer to a different video, because I'll go over it eventually. A leap can go over these things. A leap can get over Odin's walls, Odin's ring, Ymir's walls, etc. So it will give you escape possibilities that you wouldn't have normally. So that's pretty good. It also slows the enemy in an area in front of her, and it generates a weave. So not only does her passive generate weaves when there's a dead god, but she can also just generate one for the hell of it. She could generate one right at the start of the game. Of course, may not be beneficial because she doesn't really have secondary or other abilities, etc. It's not really good for lane clearing, so I'll go into that later. Excuse me. So it's good. And it does 220 damage, plus an additional, let's see what I got, 80% for physical power. So that's 300 right there. If you have 100 of physical power, they don't have any physical defense, and you don't have penetration or crit or anything like that. That's not bad. Plus, they could hit any of the enemies in front of her. It's not specifically just one enemy. Any enemy in that cone could get hit for 220 plus, or minus. And the slow is for 4.5 seconds during that max rank. So it's not bad. Again, very versatile, very well-rounded. So before we even get to her global ultimate, her 1 has a root in addition to the damage. Her heal has a debuff, her 2 has a debuff, a heal, and an additional heal. in the kit. What? Okay. And then her 3 has a slow and a leap. Okay. So she essentially has some kind of CC in every one of these 3 abilities. A hard CC root, a soft CC slow, a soft CC kind of debuff in the attack speed. That's not too bad. Well-rounded. She is a team player in a sense because of that. And she said sets her up to do a lot of damage. So, her ultimate is called World Weaver. World Weaver. Okay. It's a projectile. Yes. Not like her 1, but it's a projectile. She shoots an arrow. She charges up and fires an arrow across the world / map, seeking out the target through obstacles even. So she can shoot through walls, anyone's walls, or map walls, mirror walls, etc. Enemy gods hit with this, take damage, and are stunned. For 1.5 seconds of max rank. Not too bad. Not as much as a stun as, I think, for 1, but it's a stun nonetheless. And it's across the map. If you fire the arrow quicker than the fully charged, it'll have diminished results, which means it won't do as much damage as if you waited for it to charge. You can wait for it to charge and not fire. You can still aim while it's fully charged for a good amount of time. Forever if you wanted to. Until you release that arrow, or fire the arrow, or cancel out of the ultimate. You can cancel out of this ultimate. It's one of the few ones I think you're able to do. Once it's initiated, I guess you could say. It might be the only one, I don't know. That's the tangent though, I digress. Right off the bat, 490 base damage, plus 120% of your physical power. You have 100 physical power, I'm freaking beating a dead horse here. That's another 610. Or it's a total of 610. So, this hits hard, and it stuns. This ability can be used as an initiation, and it could be used as a cleanup. Say your team wants to rotate on the solo lane, and you're still over on the dual lane, and they're like, hey, you know, let's get this guy, but none of us can really want to jump on him yet, you know? They could ask, or you could even just do it. You could just charge up, hit him, boom, and they jump on him, and he gets melted. Additionally, your solo laner is boxing all the way on the other side of the map. They're going toe-to-toe. Yours and his solo. They part ways. They're running away. You can pop him from across the map and kill him. If he's within the threshold of you killing him, of course. You're boxing the carry in the dual lane. It's mid to late game. You two are going at it. You heal, backflip, and he runs away to go do whatever. You charge up, you pop him, you're gone. Now, there's a stipulation. There's a couple stipulations with this ult, though. That's not in the tooltip. Oh, I'm trying to crack my neck, sorry. You have to have line of sight on the gun. You're not automatically going to be able to target the gun. So, and what do I mean by line of sight? I should have put quotes in this. Line of sight. Your solo lane has line of sight on their solo lane over there. As long as you can see that their solo laners, your solo laner sees them, which will be highlighted red or whatever, then you can target them. And it's as if they're in front of you. So you yourself don't technically need line of sight, but someone on your team needs line of sight on the god for you to charge up. If your solo laner loses line of sight on their solo laner, you're gonna lose the targeting ability. Additionally, you've got that solo laner targeted, you shoot the arrow, and the mid laner or somebody gets in the way in between, pop, it's going to hit that mid laner. It's not going to go through the god. It's not going to bend it like wanted style. It's going to hit the first god that it gets between point A and point B. Now, say there's no one in the way between point A and point B, and point B starts freaking moving. point B even goes up in the air, like a Neith or something like that, or a Nuwa or whatever, it's gonna follow. You know, it's a homing freaking missile. You know, if somehow they start back and they even get back, and it's unfortunate because they're going to heal up once they're in their fountain, but it will follow them to the fountain and hit them. I mean, it'd be pointless at that point, but it will happen. You're going to hit somebody, whether it's the god you targeted or someone who steps in the way. It's annoying when someone steps in the way, but targeting can be tricky, but it is a global ult. It's kind of a cheap pass, automatic hit, so can't complain too much. So that goes over her abilities, her kit, whatever you want to call it. Not too bad. Like I said, well-rounded. She can be everywhere with her ult. She can keep herself sustained and set up some pretty good shit with the rest of her abilities. We're going to get now into her items. The Elgato seems to be still going strong this time after the restart. So we're going to go straight into relics. Those aren't relics. Okay. Again, I've said it before, I'll say it next video and the video after that, etc. These builds are situational. Relic choices are situational. Based upon your team comp and more importantly the team comp of the enemies you're going against. You have your... I'm going to be mostly leaning towards Conquest when I do these builds, but for a Hunter this build could work in Joust, Arena, Assault, Clash, anyone really. You're going against the Ares, Akumba, anyone that can kind of give you a CC, soft or hard CC. You're going to want Purification probably to start out, your first relic. You're going against a Nuwa, a Vulcan, something where you have ability to react and try to block that damage. You're going to want to go with the Sanctuary because that'll give you pretty much immunity to anything. But if you're standard, you know, dual lane kind of scenario, hopefully your support goes meditation and you'll pick up sprint. And that's what I'm going to hit it up for this scenario. Sprint. Oops. I wanted that to be in that one. Sprint's great because, say for some reason they pick up a weakening curse, they weakening curse you, which slows you down and lets you not heal out well. You pop sprint. Sprint will rock, paper, scissors the shit out of it, meaning that sprint is rock, weakening curse is scissors. Oh, they've got you with weakening curse. Boom. You hit sprint, you can still run away. Hopefully that made sense. Again, so we're going to go for when you're rank 12. Or level 12. Situational. Got sprint, you guys are doing good. You're thinking about maybe split pushing some more. You still don't need Purification. Still don't need Sanctuary. Go Frenzy. Frenzy's great because it will help you split push. It will help you in team fights. Most people don't pick up Frenzy. I usually try to pick it up either first or second item depending, again, on the situation. It's great because it removes any disarm effects. You're going against Bologna. Disarm is gone. But more importantly, all allies within a 70-foot radius gives them a 20% magical or physical buff, so they'll be doing more damage for 10 seconds, excuse me. Plus you get additional bonus damage towards objectives. I feel like I'm going to sneeze, I apologize. So this will help you burn down towers, phoenixes, and this will work against I believe Gold Fury and Fire Giant as well. So it's a good item, a good relic that people don't usually pick up. Period. Alright, so we're going to go into this build here. Neith is a hunter. She's more, and like most hunters, they are auto attack kind of based to some extent. But she, like most hunters, are ability based, at least early game. Maybe not so much later game where she can carry and do a lot more damage with her auto attacks and just a little bit of extra burst with her abilities. But early game, her abilities are going to make going to be used to clear the wave, set up, and take out enemy gods. So, that being said, I go Transcendence Rush. Because I want this online first. It gives you a small amount of MP5. It gives you physical power, which goes towards your extra percentage of your abilities. And it gives you mana. I've tried the golden bow or throwing dagger start, and yeah, it kind of works and stuff, but after that first couple first few minutes of the wave, laning phase, etc., I'm still having mana issues. This is why I try to rush Transcendence. I'm going to pop this first. I go Transcendence first because I want to get those stacks as soon as possible. Because it gives you extra mana, plus it converts 3% of that mana towards additional physical power. So you'll get more mana to do more abilities. You'll get more physical power based off that mana, plus the physical power and mana and MP5 you get from it alone. Not too bad. Second item, obviously we're going to go boots. We're going to go Warrior Tabi. We don't need the cooldown or the auto attack, etc. Attack speed. We just want that physical power. We want to be hitting hard with her abilities. Early game. Now, this is where I kind of differ. You could stick with the core hunter build that I usually have on hunters, which is in my Scotty video, which would be Transcendence, Warrior Tabi, Aussie, Kin size. Now I've been playing around with this, and I try to differ a little bit because her 2 has a heal on it, and depending if whether you're getting pooped on or not, you don't need to go Aussie next. You can save up and go Kin size, or if you want, you go for go into Oboe here, Odysseus bow. Now, Kin size gives you a little attack speed. So what I would do at this point, if I'm ahead, I'm going Kin size. If I'm behind, I'm going to go to, or I might just go charge bow. Give me that little bit extra wave clear. This is towards the end of the laning phase, maybe getting into some small group fights, etc. It gives you a little extra attack speed. But let's say we're ahead. Or say we're in a position where I want to do more damage. Odysseus bow will be great, but Kin size is better. We have the heal. I'm going to skip Aussie. I'm going to go straight into Kin size. Why? Because it's an underrated item. You don't hear enough of it, at least in my opinion. I never used it in Season 2. Shame on me. Because, you get 40 physical power. Great. At this point, what are we at? At this point, we're physical power... We're over 100. We're at 154. At rank 20, of course, but... We've only got a few... we've got 3 items of physical power. Not too bad. We're doing a good amount of damage. Right? But it does 4% of the target's maximum damage on gods. So... I hit my auto attacks 75% of the time. Sometimes they're faster than I think. I don't lead enough, etc. I've gotten pretty good at hitting with my auto attacks. Say 2/3 to 3/4. So I want Kin size because I want to do that additional 4% plus whatever else. So that's good because I'm going. There's gonna be some tanky bitches that are gonna be in my grill. I don't know why I just said that way. But there's going to be people in my lane, frontliners in my lane, and this Kin size will help them think twice about coming at you. Kumakarna's thinking about it, pop a few times, and you got them. Okay. So, then I would go into Oboe. Or you can go Igfall if you want. I prefer Oboe for the lightning that bounces around. Because honestly... Igfall is good against physical gods. So if you're going against a magical god like a guardian or something, it's not going to be, his passive is not going to be as good because let's just go over here. Its passive increases your physical power, which is good, but reduces your target's physical power. And if they're not a physical god, then that part of the passive isn't as good, as opposed to it gives you a little bit of pen, but as opposed to this damaging no matter what, plus 50% of your total physical power, and it gives you a good boost of attack speed. So I usually try to go Odysseus bow or oboe after kin size. Again, situational, but since she has healing in her 2 ability, that's why I hold off on the Aussie. At this point, we're probably in the group fights. It's mid, we're probably closer to getting to the late game here. The extra lifesteal from Aussie will come in handy. So no question, we pick that up after those. Here, this next item, we can go Titan's Bane for additional penetration, additional attack power. Or is it penetration? Or is it just attack power? Of course, it's not in the Titan's Bane. It is pen. 33% pen. Not too shabby. I prefer to go Deathbringer because it gives you another 50%. Oh wow, sort of scratchy. Sorry. Gives you another 50 physical power plus crit chance is awesome. At this point, once you get full build with Deathbringer, you can just shit in their Cheerios. Phrase of the year. You can if they're not aware of you there, they're not focusing on you, you can pick them off pretty good. You could hit them with your roots, pop a few times and be done. Throw your heel down and then backflip out. They're running away. You do your ultimate, clean up the mess, whoever's left alive, kind of scenario. That is my build. This build will work essentially for any game mode. Assault, you might want to go defense depending first, and maybe take out oboe. That's what I would take. I would put like a defense item first, depending if they're physical or magical heavy, just to sustain a little bit, because you can't go back and assault. But other than that, I think any other game mode, clash, joust, etc., I would use this build. Relics again, obviously, situational. And this is, if you feel after 3.8, maybe something changes, where a different item might be more viable. Or you feel you've used this build, you want to experiment with Titan's Bane, or Ichval instead of oboe, or something else instead of, oboe at all. You want to use Fatalis or something like that. Go for it. This is a suggested build. It should help. You should do a good amount of damage, and you should have fun. So we've gone into that, and now let's get into just her ability, rotation, how to level them up, and everything else. Play style will differ for you. You're in dual lane. You've got good clear with whatever guardian you have. Bacchus, Kumba maybe. I think they got decent wave clears. I can't remember. You may want to level up your 2 first, just so you can sustain and stay in the lane longer, because your guardian will probably back once or twice before you do to finish up your transcendence. You'll need 1450 gold out of the start, or after the start, to do it up. I usually just start trans with some health and mana pots, and then back as soon as I get transcendence online. Maybe get 300 the first tier boots after that if I have enough of a chance. Otherwise, you can kind of bounce between your 1 and your 2. Only put a point in your 3 when you first get the opportunity to. Start with your 1 or your 2 in the beginning of the match. for conquest, and then the other one you don't choose to start out, and then backflip. And then, you know, depending on how you're doing, I mean, you're not getting hit that much. You don't need to heal up a lot to start out. Start throwing points in your 1 to do that extra damage, to increase that stun rate or that root duration. Or you just needed to bounce between the 2, go for it. I would go between the 1 and the 2 as a safe bet, ranking up your ultimate whenever it's available, and then just keep going between 1 and 2. Or rush 1 or rush the 2, and then do the other with points in your 3 as necessary. Because your 3, you can use your 3 as a setup, or you can use it, what I use it mostly for is an escape. So we'll show you what they look like, and then we will we'll wrap this up. So good old Odin. Yeah, see, she's attacking pretty quickly here. She's getting some crits in. Not too shabby. Alright. As fast as all hell. For 1, you can see here is the projectile. And I don't think it matters, obviously, how far away you are. It doesn't gain as you go. It shoots, it hits, and it stuns. As you can see, that's the root. Not the stun, that's a root. Alright. For 2 here is an area of effect. Pop that in there, and it will heal us. We're full health, so it didn't pop up. And that's the debuff animation there. The attack speed debuff. Not too bad. So now, and then here's the backflip. So any gods, you could have the whole team within this this cone here, and it will apply the effect to it. Full backflip. All right, and then there's the weave, and as you can see here, if I use my 1 on the weave, this circle comes up, and that will initiate the detonate. Boom. Okay, see, that did a lot more damage than just the root, the spirit arrow alone. Additionally, put a weave down there. Now if we put our 2 on that, it will make the weave disappear, and we're going to additional heal, which will not show up because we're full health, but you get the gist. Alright, and let's see if I can charge our ultimate. Alright, yep, so I can't unrock because I have line of sight. Now, if I don't have line of sight, which, oops, did I just, oh shit, I just ranked all the way down to 1. Alright, let's not do that again. I apologize for the random noise. It's probably going to pop up as soon as I rank all this shit up. Alright, let's try this again. 1. Alright, so I don't think I have line of sight. Okay, I do have. Okay, see, the Odin right there, I don't have line of sight. As I was saying before, technically I don't have line of sight on this god, so I cannot target it. I cannot target that god. Okay, but Ra, for some reason, I have line of sight on. See how he's highlighted red there? That means someone has line of sight on him. Alright. Now again, if I go here, now I can see this god. Alright. Alright, do I have to be in here? Alright, for some reason it's not letting me target these Odins, but that's the gist, even though I can see the damn thing. So I'm going to charge it here. Notice the ring around it, and then that's charged. So if you popped it before that ring was all the way around, you would get diminishing returns and not do full damage. Alright, so I'm going to see how far away I can get. Alright, so this is probably going to hit the Odin. But I can charge that, and then boom. Yeah, see, it hit the Odin for 700. Because the Odin was in the way. See? Unfortunate. Anyway, so that is it. Oh, so for the combo, you could go root, heal, backflip, and then, yes, that's that. Get a weave down. I usually don't do backflip unless there's a few more people around. What I would do as soon as my cooldowns pop here, I would go, say, root, heal, and then, you know, hit a few more times. There's no crit there for some reason. It's crits. Okay, there you get crit. This one likes getting crit more. So that's the combo I do: root, heal, or shoot. Or you could just straight up root and pop them like 4 or 5 times, and then they're trying to run away. No, mother, you piece of shit. Boom, you hit them with the heal, and you can either clean them up, kill them enough, and then you get ready for your ultimate. Hopefully I didn't mumble a lot right there, because I just am a little tired and frustrated that it's the 3rd time I've had to record this. So, there's that weave. With that, I'm going to say, I hope this helped. You guys can catch me live on Twitch. You hit me up on Twitter for all future updates. When I'm going live, some random music, some random retweets for giveaways and shit. And leave a comment, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube channel. My videos are getting a decent amount of views. People who join the stream and then check out the videos, come back and say, hey, that was pretty helpful. And I hope they are. That's the point of these videos, is to help people who are starting out, or to help people just, polish up on the gods they haven't played in a while. Or, that's not their strongest role. Additionally, leave a comment below for any future gods you want. Someone had some questions in my stream the other day about Serket, so Serket will probably be the next assassin I hit up for the builds, unless someone has a different suggestion. Leave it below. I try to do these once a week, and with that, I'm going to ramble on too much. Have a good night. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.